as we can see here, each team are threading their the rope through their wood and getting their transportation method ready to go. Looks like the northern team might just be ahead on that, but I don't think the Eyre Peninsula is far behind them.
I think they're trying to work out how they can count. Left, right, guys. Left, right. Righto, we haven't got the EP far behind here. They've got 2 front ones ready to go. The third one's just about to hop on. We've got the 4th coming right about now, I think, Will, so it's a very close-knit race.
Oh, absolutely. No, and Northern, as much as they're up and moving, they're not moving all that quickly, so there's certainly an opportunity for the Eyre Peninsula to come in with a bit of coordination and overtake.
That's it. It's all about coordination, this one. It takes time, and you got to get this in sync, that's for sure.
There we go, and we've got the Eyre Peninsula underway. Look at that, and yep, I think they're up to a pretty good start, but one shaky set of legs there in the middle. We're still waiting here for the central team to get everything threaded and ready to go.
That's it. Well, now we've got the northern team here from Uganda. They're setting up their wool challenge, getting the wool table set up, throwing that fleece, setting up the wool pack just like you would in the shearing shed.
Absolutely, and Gary talked a pretty big talk here in this challenge, ladies and gentlemen, so keep a close eye on him. He reckons he's pretty good at this and he knows his way around a shearing shed, so let's hold him accountable to that. And it looks like the Eyre Peninsula team won't be far behind them there.
That's it. Now we've just got the Centrals there coming quick behind the EP team, so it's still close, that's for sure.
Absolutely, so we're demonstrating here some of the skills required for wool handling in our state shearing sheds. So we're obviously been if you've been around the show, you'll have seen some quality lamb and wool producers exhibiting around here, and this is just a glimpse into what their life in the shearing shed is all about.
I don't know about you, Will, but I just watched Gary then. I think he had a bit of a muck up on that toss, so lucky you get away without a penalty on that one, so very lucky after you talk the talk.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe he's more of a shearer than a rouseabout by the look of those skills.
That's it, that's it. Here we go with the EP. They're just about to toss their wool. That's a lot better than what Gary did, I'm pretty sure about that. So it's good to see the guys having a crack. And now the northern team is sitting there with their Kubota about to jump in.
Absolutely, and as you saw, the teams have to roll that wool bale from one challenge to the other. And for those of you that don't know in the crowd, the wool bales do, are stacked pretty tight. They're up to 190, 200 kilos worth of wool in there. So that's no small feat. And it looks like the central team might be just about to start their wool handling challenge. As we heard before, there's some strong sheep livestock experience in that team as well. So they might be able to make up some time there as the Eyre Peninsula guys are just about to start rolling their wool bale across to the Kubota.
That's it. 3 of them on here. Now they got 4. So, like Will said, they're 200 odd kilos there, rolling them around. Now they're stacking their straw nice and neatly so they can move on to the next challenge.
Absolutely, and we've got the central team here. Looks like they've done, I would say, probably the best fleece toss of all the 3 teams here. So I certainly think the Lachlan's talk was well founded. They're packing up and they're about to start rolling that wool bale. And it looks like they're closing in nicely on that Eyre Peninsula team there, Jeremy.
That's it. I'm just up here a bit further from you, Will, with the northern team here, just starting their containment fence and getting their trough hooked up for their lovely little ewe here that they've got here today with the eaten straw.
Beautiful. Now they're well underway. I think that challenge might be a bit more time-consuming for the team, and given they've got a couple of broadacre croppers on that team, they might not have the livestock experience, so we'll see how they go.
That's it. They're just plumbing this trough up here, trying not to forget a fitting or 2 or 3 or 4. So we got the sheep here. They just about got their fence half made, so with the EP coming flying on behind them, just started the containment fence, Will.
Absolutely, and we were speaking earlier today as a next generation group about the importance of water in our agricultural sector. So it's only fitting that we've got a pipe fitting challenge underway here for these teams to prepare a pipeline and deliver water to their livestock. So very fitting with the theme of today's Ag Chat.
That's it. We're all about water sustainability with these droughts that we've got going on. It's tough times out there for the agricultural sector, and also in the towns. I think people take it for granted that water's just an endless tap, really, where it's not quite like that out in the agriculture, out in the country.
Absolutely, and making the most of every drop that falls out of the skies or runs into our rivers. So it looks like we've got the central team here using their skills in the livestock sector to to start building their containment yard, having got the Kubota down here safely and demonstrating their skills there. I'm not sure for better or worse, but it appears this team have ended up with the ram out of the 3 prop sheep. So we'll see whether that has any impact on their performance tonight.
That's it. Takes a bit more to get hold of ram in, I know that for sure. So we got Northern team here plumbing up their trough so they can get some water to that nice ewe here to keep her nice and hydrated.
Absolutely, and we can see the Northern team up at the other end with their connected to their pump. Those pumps are kindly donated to us by Davey Pumps. We're about to see the pump get used in a series of 3 challenges to generate some water and demonstrate their importance to the agricultural sector.
That's it, and I'd like to say a special thank you also to AW Vaders for supplying us with these troughs. It's greatly appreciated. It's helped us out to run these challenges. So all the donations, like we said earlier, AWN, massive sponsor, been from the start. And I know they're one of the best wool brokers I've ever dealt with. So it's great to see that they've helped us out as a youth community and getting behind us for these sort of events.
Absolutely, demonstrating the importance of that next generation into agriculture, with the average age of farmers quite high amongst our country. I believe the last statistic I heard was somewhere in the mid-50s was the average age of farmers in Australia. So good to see a number of farmers here, all under the age of 35, giving it a real red-hot dip and demonstrating their exemplary skills in all manner of farming activities.
That's it. Now we're just moving on to the trough challenge over here with the EP. They've seen a classic example which happens to a lot of farmers, I reckon, out in the paddock. Put out their pipe and then they kink it. So I don't know whether it'll work. We'll wait and see how they go.
Well, there we go. No, it appears Northern did manage to avoid the kinks, Jeremy, so that's very interesting. And I can see some water start to fall into their trough now, which is very exciting. They should be very proud of that as they finish off their Gallagher fencing. I won't get too close on the off chance that Gary here can actually wire up an electric fence. I might get a shock.
I dare you to touch it, Will. Come on. I reckon that ewe's the most tamest ewe I've ever seen, Will. I reckon it would have been well and truly out if it was my containment yard.
Yeah, those Mallee sheep, Jeremy, they certainly give you a run for their money.
That's it. Nothing but work out in the Mallee.
And here we go. We've got the central team getting their pipe laid as well. We've got Lockie there rolling out quite a significant pipe lay through to the Davey pump as the rest of his team finish the containment yard. As all teams are still battling through that challenge at the moment. I think the Air Peninsula might have got a bit disorientated on the way across. I'm not quite sure theirs is square, but if it holds the U in, I guess we've got to be happy with that. But it looks like the central team have done quite a good job, almost millimetre perfect. But it appears that Northern are still in front here on this challenge.
That's it. Just talking about the squares of pen, I don't reckon I've ever seen a sheep say, oh, I don't know, I might get out of here because it's not quite square. So I don't think that one quite matters, but that's all right.
Here we go. It looks like Northern might have completed their challenge here, and it must, well, it either worked or it didn't. Gary managed to hop that fence, and off we go. I think they're heading down now to build a scarecrow, if I believe correctly. So part of this is based around pest control in the agricultural industry. So scarecrows are quite an early form of pest control, keeping vermin out of their paddocks and crops. And here we go with the team who will have to build their scarecrow, and then shortly after that they'll demonstrate their skills as a firefighter when that scarecrow may accidentally catch on fire.
That's it, Will. We're all about exciting things here, next gen. Love a bit of action. As you can see, we're all about helping the sheep with a bit of shade, putting a couple of tree protectors in so we can have some shade for that girl.
Absolutely, and enable those that livestock to perform better in those good conditions. A well fed, well watered, and well sheltered animal should produce very, very well.
I reckon the Northern teams, they've had a tough year. I reckon they've just used a dropper as a hammer. Must be tough out in the Northerners.
I think that's the ingenuity of some of those farmers, Jeremy. They've done it tough, and they can make things work even if they don't have the correct tools on hand.
That's it. So now we've got them going on, turning on their pump, making sure it all works, and then filling the trough up. Over here we've got the EP team having a go at the electric fence. I think it's pretty close here between the EP and the Centrals over here, I think, Will?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm just having a look, and it appears that we're kink-free in the pipe work here for the central team, which is a good start. And they're working as a team, focusing on different aspects of their challenge to try and get that containment yard built. And looking like they're going well now with that second strand going around.
That's it, Will. Just looking at this trough here, I'd hate to be this you because she's going to run out of water pretty quick with no bungs in the end, but that's all right. Obviously, they do it different in the northern areas.
Must be wetter up there than we thought, Jeremy, if they can afford to let it run out.
That's it, that's it. Too much rain, too much green feed up there.
Very good, and as the Northerners continue, they're about to start the construction of their scarecrow. I don't think that'll be too far away, and they've got a couple of lovely bales of straw on the back of their Kubota that they can use to do that.
Also a massive, as you can see the team's driving along, you can see Cub Power on the top of the RTVs here. A massive thank you to Cub Power for the donation of these wonderful machines for the day. So awesome job by them to give us these as a bit of a run-around vehicle, I reckon, Will.
Oh, absolutely, and very multi-purpose. We, in fact, used them earlier in the day to collect some of the materials required for the challenge. So very universal, whether they be for challenge or on-farm use, which is fantastic. And while we're on the topic of sponsors, important not to forget our major sponsor, the Australian Wool Network. I think might be a good opportunity just to let everyone here know that the winner here tonight of these three teams gets to go on to represent South Australia in the national finals, ladies and gentlemen. So one of these teams here will be flown into state to compete against the nation's best young farmers and see how they compete on a national level. So and without AWN support or Australian Wool Network, we wouldn't be able to do that. So we thank them very much.
That's it, Will. I totally forgot about that prize. These guys aren't just working because they want to work. These guys are working for something that's going to be pretty good for them to go away for a weekend. I think it's Adelaide next year, so it's a bit of a bugger. But usually they go to Sydney or the Ekka. This year went to Ekka, and they get a trip away, which help them with the networking opportunities and also get around and help the other next gen committees around the state.
Yeah, absolutely, and only evidence tonight by the fact that we've got help from our interstate counterparts here with the New South Wales and Tasmanian ambassadors here helping us run our event tonight. So those networks that we build on a national level are really, really important. And these guys as young farmers, the skills that they could bring back to our great state of South Australia by networking with others around the country, I think is really important. So, yeah, a really, really, really valuable part of the process. And here we go, we've got the Northern team. Jeremy, can you tell us a bit more about what they're doing?
So here we've got the sprinkler challenge. So Gary just told me that it's pretty dry out in the northern areas at Yudunda actually, so they've got to water their lawn. So this is how they do it apparently. Get a firefighter and whack her out and give her a little bit of a sprinkle every now and then. So just demonstrating the connectors and that. They can't forget a connector, otherwise they've got to pull it all apart and make sure it runs. And I actually better move.
No, I thought they just left the bung out the trough, and that was how they watered the lawn, but perhaps I'm wrong. I'm glad Gary filled us in the gaps on that. It looks like the Eyre Peninsula team and the Central Districts team here are getting closer. Those containment yards are looking just about complete, and so a final bit of plumbing work there being done by the Central team, but looks like the Eyre Peninsula team are ready to fill their trough.
That's it. Still got the EP over here working on their containment line. Getting there, we're just about to get the sprinklers up. I reckon we're going to get wet here, and the photographer got all about it. So it's one of those things you just never know when it's going to get quite wet.
Absolutely. No, all four going very nice and strong there. I think well done by the Northern team, and very, very few, well, in fact, no leakages there. So that was some very good pipe work, and thanks to OW Vaders and Philmac Fittings for that challenge.
That's it. Now we've got the Northern team moving on to the Scarecrow Challenge. So what they've got to do here is build a scarecrow. Like Will said, pest control is one of the main things we like to concentrate out in there to keep the birds away from getting the fruits, the grapes, whatever we are trying to grow out in the agriculture industry. And this is one way we would like to demonstrate that. But I don't think they usually light it on fire, do they, Will?
No, funny you mentioned that. I haven't seen that very often, and I think it definitely loses its effectiveness. It might scare the birds for a short period of time while it's ignited, but after that, I think it's been proven that they're nowhere near as effective.
Funny about that, I reckon. Not having a scarecrow would not scare me away, that's for sure.
Absolutely, and it looks like their Northern team are taking shape well, and it appears the Central team are just getting their pump going to get their trough filled as the Eyre Peninsula team move forward, ready to start their sprinkler challenge. So it's certainly heating up.
That's it. We've just about to see the Northern team here. They're just trying to get the stakes, so it's all got to stay there nice and strong. Got to sit there for a couple of seconds before they can move on to the next challenge. So over here we've got the EP team moving on. They've moving on to the scarecrow, the sprinkler system now, Will.
Oh, there we go. Yep, and a fair bit of energy being exerted over there. They can see that they're nipping on the heels of the Northern team and got a bit to prove with the Air Peninsula being the furthest travelled team as we're about to see the Northerners ignite their scarecrow.
That's it. As you can see here with the Northern team, we've got here the two lads putting on their PPE, personal protective equipment for the CFS, and they will light the scarecrow up. They've got to have all of the PPE on before they can light it up, and then you'll see them start the pump and squirt it out.
Absolutely, and important part of all rural communities. Unfortunately, with some of the drier conditions we've experienced, there's been a fair bit of risk with rural fire, so important to demonstrate the skills that a lot of our rural youth have in firefighting here. So good to see that demonstrated here on the main arena at the Royal Adelaide Show.
That's it. I just seen the Northerns, they're trying to fight a fire with no shoes on, Will. That's just silly.
Oh, gee, they're letting the side down. That's no good. I don't know. I'm going to have a word to them about that. But it appears they might be getting their act together. But they're going to have to do it quickly. Otherwise, there's not going to be much left of that scarecrow.
No, that's it. We like to jump on the fires pretty quickly so they don't get away. That's for sure. Bit of action here for everybody. So everyone get behind the crowds now. We're getting closer to the end. We'll have the D-Max utes going for a hot lap in any time now. So get behind the crowds and cheer them home.
Absolutely. So we've got the Northern team, got their pump going, and they're starting to extinguish their scarecrow. Not far behind them with the Air Peninsula team doing the pipe fitting to get their sprinkler system set up. I believe the Kimber guys here are very, very keen to have a nice green oval for their football final coming up. So they're working on that right now.
That's it. They've all got the fittings in here nicely, so I don't think they've forgotten anything yet. So which is good to see. They're doing it in the right order, which is great.
Fantastic. It looks like Northern might have finished with their scarecrow, and I believe the next step of their challenge is they get to head in for a hot lap in the D-Max ute. So once they've done that, they've got to come back for the grand finale, which is sculling some Fluorio Milk Company iced coffee, which will have to be sculled in its entirety before they've finished their challenge. So they get a nice, refreshing drink after all of their hard work. And here we go.
That's it. So we've just got the Northern group into the D-Max utes, about to do their hot lap. This is probably one of the best parts of this challenge, I reckon, Will. I got to do one of these. It's pretty good fun. So they're pretty lucky to be able to get in the D-Max utes and have a quick hot lap.
Yeah, absolutely. So make a bit of noise for the Northern team who are going to have a bit of a thrill-seeking ride there, and the Air Peninsula team quickly closing in on them as the Central team just finish up with their holding yard.
That's it. So from after the Northern team have finished their hot lap, they'll meet them at the Kubotas there in front of the bull bar and do a good old boat race with a Fluoro milk, chocolate milk, I reckon it is. So good old boat race scull. We love it. It's a thank you to Fluoro Milk for supplying us with the milk. It's greatly appreciated. Another good sponsor of the Next Gen group here, Will.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm over here now as they're getting ready. They're looking a little bit out of breath, if I'm honest, the Northerners. So they're certainly going to have a bit of trouble getting their full 500 mils down when they get over here. And particularly the young lady who's just going to pull out of that D-Max. She's going to have just had a ride of her life, and now she's got to come and take on half a litre of iced coffee. So we'll see how they go as she runs in.
That's it. Gary did say that he was pretty good at sculling an iced coffee too, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes over there, Will. I hope we don't get anyone vomit. That'd be not a great sight.
No, absolutely. Mind you, a bit of fertiliser for this infield, though, wouldn't necessarily go astray. And it looks like the Air Peninsula team might be almost ready with their scarecrow now as well. I can see the drip torch hanging imminently over their scarecrow, as I think it looks like we're 2 down on the skull for the Northern team, who have certainly branched ahead here with particularly with the pipe work.
That's it, Will. Just over here with the EP team here now. They've got the good scarecrow stand happening here, doing the right knots and everything. They've obviously got their sprinkler system working. Their oval's going to be nice and green on Saturday, that's for sure.
Oh, there you go. No, there's a little bit of faltering here. There's certainly some people in the Northern team that are quite out of breath, and they're struggling to get that 500 mil down in a cracking hurry. So there's certainly still opportunity for the other teams out there, be the Air Peninsula and Central, to come in here. So we'll see how it goes. It's still anyone's race.
That's it, Will. We've still got 2 teams over here. Get behind them, guys. Get behind them. Finish them off. They've still got the D-Max hot lap. I'm sure there's plenty of people out in that crowd that wish they were going in those D-Maxes as well. So these guys are pretty lucky to do that. And, yeah, we'll just wait and see who comes second. Obviously, Northern are doing a great job over there, but it's going to be a close race for second, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And Gary has talked a big talk with his sculling ability, and I think he might have just followed through on that, Jeremy. He appears to have brung it home for the Northern team with just one more on that team now ready to scull.
Over here we've got the EP. They just stacked their pants full of straw. Bottom legs are all ready to go. Just about to stand the scarecrow up. We've got, thank you.
And here we go. It appears the Northerners have just finished their boat race, so congratulations to the Northern team. We'll just confer with the judges and just make sure on any penalties that might have been occurred for improper practice on the way through, but looks like they've got a healthy lead. And we'll see who comes in the runner-up position between Central and Eyre Peninsula. That's it, Will. Also, a massive Chelsea Darlingberg for taking the photos here today. Doing a great job. Anyone would like a photographer, she's definitely one to put on your list to call, that's for sure. Absolutely, and if you want to see some of those photos or what the South Australian Next Generation group is up to, please jump onto Facebook and Twitter and look up SA Next Gen. Follow us, you'll see us around the show for the rest of the week and all through the great state of South Australia throughout the year. So please get on there and see how you can get involved with the group that's supporting the youth in country areas as well as the country show movement. That's it, Will. Scarecrow's just about to be lit here over here, so just about to get their PPE on here, so about to see some more fire, more flame, bit of action over here. Absolutely. No, it looks like quite a good Scarecrow. I think they've done a very good job there on the Eyre Peninsula, so looking very good as they get dressed and ready in their personal protective gear. And I reckon I might be very close to getting wet here by the Central team as they crank up their sprinkler system. That's it, Will. We've got only a few seconds to go, then we're going to light this one up. Jump in the D-Max, do a hot lap. It'll be great. So, also a massive thank you to all the volunteers here for the Next Gen group, helping us out for the day. Everyone that's helped out today has been an awesome, awesome day. So, thanks to all the crew that's helped out as well. So, I'll see we got some action over there, Will. Yeah, absolutely. Another very, very solid irrigation run there. No leakages from where I was standing, and I was far enough back that I didn't get wet as the Central team move on to the Scarecrow Challenge. That's it. We've just had a call for the CFS. Oh, look at that. Quick acting CFS over here. She's well and truly alight now. Looking good, working as a team, which is always important. We've got the pump up and going, and two men on the hose operation there, which is good to see as those fires. Righto here, guys. Quick move, we'll get it going, and then we'll be able to finish her up. Absolutely. So, no, looking good there. It looks like the Eyre Peninsula team have got their Scarecrow out as the Central team are ready to go on theirs, and we won't be long before we've got the hot lap happening with the last 2 utes, and then we'll be ready to continue on with the nighttime entertainment. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Just got the Scarecrow out here for the EP team, finishing it up. They'll be quick underway. That'll be great. Once again, a massive thank you to Davies Pumps, AW Vaders, AWN, Australian Wool Network, and everyone, and all those other sponsors, Fluoro Milk. They've all done a massive job for us, so thank you. Absolutely. So, no, it looks like we're basically finished there with the Eyre Peninsula team as they are getting changed and about to jump into their D-Max chute to bring it home, as we're about to see here too with the Central team have pretty much finished their Scarecrow, and that'll be alight very shortly. Alrighty, we've got the EP team and D-Max now doing that quick hot lap. Beautiful, as we're about to see them go, and I don't think the Central team will be far behind them. No worries. So we've got the Central team here just about to finish their Scarecrow challenge, and I think they're going to head over to complete their iced coffee skull in the not too distant future. I think the D-Max Ute is out of action, so we're just going to see them finish off with their boat race skull. And we'll give them all a big cheer as the Air Peninsula team, along with the Central teams, scull at home. It'll be a very tight finish here for second place, ladies and gentlemen. So cheer them all along, everyone in the bull bar, give them some encouragement.
That's it. Last couple of boat races here, couple of sculls, then we're all done here. Will, that's been a great event again.
Absolutely, and we've seen some fantastic skills demonstrated here tonight between in all facets of the agricultural farming sector. So this is fantastic event, and I think we're just about to see the end of the iced coffee skull here. We'll see who can bring it home. I think it might be a case of the best Iron Guts might come home in second place here, and it won't be long, and we'll be on with the evening's entertainment.
That's it. Just got the EP here. Just struggling a little bit to scale that last one down. 500 mils is actually a pretty big bottle there, Will.
Oh, absolutely it is. And when you've been working as hard as these teams have for the last half an hour out here on the infield, I certainly don't envy them, that's for sure.
That's it. Right here we've got the last Centrals team here. It's just starting that boat scale. Wow, that's how you scale a drink there, Will. That's down and dusted.
Oh wow, yeah, that's some serious skill. I thought Gary was doing a good job, but it appears Central might have upstaged him there a little bit. As we move on, if anyone wants to see the presentations for the Young Farmer Challenge, that'll happen in the Bull Bar in the next half an hour or so. So make your way up to there and see the presentations of the winners and the runners-up, and see who's going to be representing our state going forward into the national final next year. And a big thank you once again to our major sponsor, Australian Wool Network. It's fantastic, and we couldn't run this event without them.
No, that's it, Will. We keep saying it, but they mean the world to us to be able to help us out in that kind of way. It's one thing we don't have to worry about when they say that they're happy to run on that sponsorship. It's a weight off our shoulder, and it's a massive thank you to AWN and all the guys there to help push it along.
No, absolutely, and it looks like we're on the final run here between the two teams, and we've just about got Central's done. I think we're 2 out of 3 done on Central, and the last one for the Air Peninsula.
I reckon we're about even here. We got half and half each. It's down to male versus female showdown. So EP had a fair bit of a head start, but Centrals are coming out of nowhere.
Yeah, there you go. Very strong finish, which is fantastic to see. And yeah, once again, a big thank you to all of our sponsors, from the Australian Wool Network to Cub Power, through to Phil Mack and everyone else for their support. And it looks like the Air Peninsula have come in second there, so congratulations to that team.
That's it. Now we've got Centrals there coming in at the end. So awesome effort to the team, and thank you for everyone for watching and getting behind the teams.